Geometry Dash is the highest form of art ever created. Not because it's beautiful and not because it's difficult, but because it's the only art form where the ability to appreciate it takes skill. Art is typically only one or two mediums: painting, music, videos, filmmaking, whatever. The thing is, with only one or two of these, the artistic potential is limited. The Mona Lisa, as famous and iconic as it is pretty dull compared to art these days, regardless of the fact that it is indeed a masterpiece. Nobody studies a painting for 300 hours. People don't feel anything from some lady from who knows how long ago. This is the same thing with music. When you hear a song, you aren't visualizing what's happening, no matter how beautiful it sounds. It's only one sense, and it's even sometimes purposefully in the background. Nobody listens to a song 30,000 times. It starts to get boring. It's often an escape from reality rather than a connection to it. Now on the other side, let's take a look at Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash is the only form of art I've ever seen that gets better the more you suffer through it. Especially artistic and difficult levels. These by themselves with no song already have far greater potential than simple paintings because they can move, shake, pulse, and have animations. They can do anything a TV show can. The thing that keeps them interesting is the fact that they scroll. You're constantly being updated with new information, increasing its quality by showing you new perspectives of how it's made, colors and atmospheres. It's like looking around in the real world. And that's crazy on its own, but now let's add songs. See, the cool thing about adding songs is that they add story and can multiply levels of appreciation, because your happiness, dopamine, or whatever you want to call it, from the song is directly linked to the part of the level you're watching, making the level itself indicate your mood. When you get to the drop of a level, this is why you feel anticipation, despite the hardest part of the level being upcoming, regardless of whether you're watching the level or playing it. There's uncertainty, there's a climax, and there are all of the other parts of a traditional story. If everything is synced, you get a living, breathing ecosystem of a level that would otherwise seem impossible in GD, let alone if you include sound effects from gimmicks. The part that you see is influenced by the underlying song. Normally, films take hours to convey stories, but a song can convey its idea in a matter of minutes. This densely packed art form is what makes it so cool. Now on to the critical factor, the game itself. The difference between playing a level versus watching one is insane. Watching Tidal Wave versus playing Tidal Wave. Could you even imagine it? I mean, you'd have to be in two completely different worlds. The thing that gives Geometry Dash so much artistic potential is the fact that you can literally stare at it for hours each day and have it be your goal and your mission. It can be fun not only because of the gameplay, but because you're improving your ability to see more and more of the art in a single run over time. You enter a flow state, your heart rate rises, and you get this amazing feeling despite knowing that you could die right afterward. In my opinion, the highest forms of art give you an experience, and they should have the power to alter the way you see the world. I think GD does that better than anything else in the world, but only if you play it long enough to get to that level. The more senses you combine into something, the harder it is to separate yourself from it. Would you be able to fall asleep in a 360-degree movie? What if you felt the temperature of the movie's setting, or even the character's emotions? You would become so engrossed in that film that it would be impossible to tune out. And that's because at that point, you're just living their lives. Imagine how hard it is to escape from your own. You'll forget about blockbuster movies, but I guarantee you'll remember the experience of beating extremes in GD. It requires participation and active struggle so that you become the game. On top of all this, GD has history. Each level has tales told before it of other players and creators, leaving their mark and the impact that it had on them. This is history that you actually care about, isn't it? You don't care about who painted the Mona Lisa, but you know all about Riot verifying Bloodbath a decade ago. And Bloodbath didn't even look that good, it was just iconic. Each valuable level has added aura from the story of the person who made it and the one who verified it. It is truly one of the greatest accomplishments to beat a difficult level like that. Imagine spending hundreds of hours staring at a slideshow of art and having fun. At that point, it's not even a game anymore. It's beyond that. Could you even imagine some form of art that takes months or even years to fully experience? That's what Geometry Dash is. This is the reason that the harder a level is, the better it looks. The creator knows that players will have to spend more time beating it. The longer you take, the less enthusiasm you have for it, and the details, atmosphere, and aura keep you mentally fueled. This also makes more people try the level, further adding to its enchantment. It combines visuals, music, history, and thousands of hours of creation and gameplay into a single experience. And by the end of it, you don't just know what Geometry Dash is, you've experienced it. Geometry Dash isn't the greatest art form because of its visuals, or its music, or its gameplay. It's because it's one of the only forms of art that asks you to suffer for it, and somehow makes you grateful that you did.